What's up, Graveyard Shift? Good morning. I don't know what time it is right now. Oh, 3:18. Hopefully everybody's having a good shift. If you're working the graveyard shift right now, please press the thumbs up button. Let us know that you're working right now. If you're not working the graveyard shift and you're just listening, please smash the thumbs up button anyways. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate all of you who are out there working to meet all of your ends. Anyhow, in today's video, we will be talking about patting people down. Patting people down in private security is permissible. If not, what do you do? I also want to make a special announcement. We have an instructor level course coming up. This is the 3-day California Post certified rifle, pistol, and shotgun instructor course. It's a 40-hour course. The tuition is $1,200. A lot of people are concerned about the price, or some people are concerned about the price. You're actually being saved a heck of a lot of money, because this course I took in November of 2019. It was an 80-hour class. And what ends up happening is the content gets condensed to 40 hours. This course is designed for those of you who are already proficient with shotgun, pistol, and rifle operations. So if you're proficient, you're proficient, you have excellent marksmanship and gun handling abilities, and you want to advance your firearm instructor career, this is the way to go. Unfortunately, there is no refunds, and there is a qualification shoot at the beginning. The qualification shoot is pretty standard. You get emailed the course of fire before you even show up to the class, so you do get a chance to practice. There's no surprises. I'm telling you guys, a lot of these police officer level courses, law enforcement level courses, they don't tell you what the course of fire is. I took a couple of courses, and they didn't even see what the course of fire is. You just, I guess, pray that you understand it. If you guys are interested, send an email to the email that's in the description box below. I think it's Randy or RW something at cwps.com or something like that. I don't know what the exact email is on top of my head. It's not mine. It's my friend Randy's email. If you're interested in that class, let us know. It's going to be April 21st to the 25th. All right? Make sure you guys sign up if you're interested. Spot's going to be taken pretty quick. Anyhow, let's talk about pat downs in private security. Can you pat people down? And guys, for the most part, you can't. You can't. You cannot pat people down. In law enforcement, we call it a Terry search or a Terry frisk, right? If you're a law enforcement officer and you believe that criminal activity is afoot, you can detain that person and conduct a frisk if you believe that person is concealing a weapon. That's not a problem in law enforcement. However, in the private security sector, I can't think of any case that allows you to conduct a frisk or a pat down. There's nothing out there that I can find. I am in California. My understanding of law does revolve around California. If you are in another state and you're telling me that yes, you can frisk, let me know what case law that is, what authority section that is, because I also would like to research it. I just don't want to hear the nonsense of Oh, I'm over here. I'm located in Texas. In Texas, we can frisk people all we want and then not provide any type of statutory authority. If you're one of those people, I'm not even gonna listen to your comment, and I would encourage everyone else to just ignore you. But that's the law, guys. For police officers, when you believe criminal activity is afoot based on articulable facts, then you can conduct that search as long as you believe that person is concealing a weapon. There's nothing for security. So in security, what happens is when you touch that person, because when you're doing a frisk, you're touching the person. You are committing a battery. It's a civil battery and a potential criminal battery as well. What exempts you, or what excuses you, is a lawful private person's arrest. Same thing with kidnap. When you move a person from one place to another against their will, using some type of force or fear, you have a kidnap. What exempts you for that is a lawful private person's arrest. The private person's arrest will guide you the way, and it will exempt you from a lot of the laws that are out there, like battery, like kidnap, like false detention or false imprisonment. False imprisonment, battery, and kidnap are the three major criminal code sections that are usually violated when you start frisking people. Okay, you start detaining them, you start frisking them. Those are the sections that are usually violated. Okay. Now there's one way around this. It's consent. Hey, sir, do you mind if I check you for weapons? Or actually, even in law enforcement, you have to be careful on how you ask that question, because they might say no. Well, no might mean that you do mind. So you should ask, can I pat you down for weapons? Yes or no. You can do that in security. Should you do that? I don't think in many cases you ought to be doing that, because what ends up happening is when you're doing this pat down, you're normally by yourself. And if that person's going to draw a weapon or a firearm, it's going to be right before you put hands on them, or once you put hands on them to pat them down. It's usually not after, because after you already discovered that firearm or whatever it is. And then if you locate a firearm, is that even a violation of law? So if you're doing this in a constitutional state, a constitutional carry state, okay, you find a gun, now what? Nothing. You can't do anything. In California, we are very liberal out here. We're anti-2A, and without a CCW permit, it is a violation of the law to carry concealed firearm. So what do you do? Sean, you've been telling me that we can't do it. We can't do the pat downs unless it's consent, and even if it's consent, probably not a good idea to be touching people when you're working by yourself. What should I do? That's where it becomes dangerous, guys. I can't even tell you what the right answer is. All I can tell you is space, distance is your friend. Now, some security officers might say, hey, you know what? Take your hands out of your pocket. We've ran that scenario many times. What ends up happening is when this person puts their hands out of their pocket, what might come with it is a firearm, a weapon that's going to be used against you. So sure, that's not a problem. I'll take my hands out of my pocket, but with that is coming a deadly weapon that's going to be used against you. It's happened to me before. That's how I got into a critical incident a few years ago, is just that. Somebody took something out of their pockets that they shouldn't have and tried to take my life. Not good. No bueno. I think what's a better command? I mean, if you have to give a command, if you believe that your command has authority behind it, is stop, do not move, do not move. Or hey, if they put their hands in the pockets, sir, can you do me a favor and please turn around? Okay, go ahead and turn it a little bit more. And go ahead and slowly pull your left hand out of your pocket. Do not make any furtive, any fast movements in my direction. Okay, sir, can you do the same thing with the right hand? Go ahead and do that now. Okay, so let's start all over again without you putting your hands in your pocket. And if you do so, we're gonna have to repeat the same procedure all over again. Now, you guys might be asking, Sean, well, what did they refuse? Well, they refuse, and they refuse. The thing is, with security is you can't give them orders, right? There's no violation of law I can think of right now where you're disobeying an order from a security officer in most circumstances. With a police officer, it's different. In California, we call that 148 subsection A of the California Penal Code. That's resisting, delaying a peace officer, right? Peace officer gives you some lawful command. If you delay the investigation, you don't follow those commands, you can be arrested for 148A. Now, obviously, the officer has to articulate that, but for security, what are you going to charge them with? Now, I'm not putting security down. This whole channel, like 99% of it, is dedicated to the hardworking men and women in private security. That's it. So I'm for you guys 100%, but I'm just giving you realistic options, I guess, so to speak. It's just so limited. So limited. Now, what happens is somebody pulls a knife on you, right? Well, you can defend yourself now. But it's getting to that point where you can pat them down for weapons that becomes not even a gray area in most circumstances. It's a no. Now, for me, if I believe you have a firearm or a knife and you're gonna use it against me, I really don't care what the penal code says. I don't care what the criminal code says. I don't care what civil law says. I'm gonna grab your arms that are already in your pocket, and this is as a security officer, and I'm gonna help you take those hands out. Now, some people are gonna be outraged based on my advice or suggestion I'm giving to you, and I want to say this: it's not even advice. Don't follow my advice. You end up fired or who knows what. But this is something that I would consider. I really don't care. I don't care what any criminal code says, what civil code says. That's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna put your hands on a firearm, put your hands on a knife, grab that syringe. It ain't gonna work out for you. I'm gonna grab your arms, and together we're gonna remove that. And I want to know what's in there. Should you follow the same advice? No. This is what I'm gonna do, and there's consequences, right? Now, I worked private security for the longest time, or a long time, right? And these are things that I would do. You never know what they got out there, guys. Let's go through the comments real fast. Mace Donio Sane says, we can only pat down for weapons. Anything else we find we can't use in Illinois. If I find the case, I'll send it. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so you're in Illinois. Let me describe in California what you can do. So you can't pat someone down if they're under lawful private person's arrest. Is it the same in Illinois? So if you committed a crime, I'm putting you under private person's arrest, I can pat you down if I believe, if you're giving me articulable information that you have a weapon. That's our training with or coming from the powers to arrest manual in California. The BSIS, the Bureau of Security Investigative Services, gives us that expert opinion. Now, if you find like a narcotic or something like that, or something that's evidence, the manual says that you can't remove it, or they don't want you to remove it. Is the manual backed by case law? Some of it is. Some of it is. I believe an attorney reviews it. These suggestions that I'm giving you that are coming out of the manual, I don't know if it's backed by anything, but it does kind of make sense in a way. For me, I don't care. There's a syringe. I'm taking it out. I patted you down. You got a knife. I'm taking it out. Gun. I'm taking it out. Some type of screwdriver or sharp instrument. I'm taking it out. And I'm gonna have to keep reiterating. Don't follow my advice. Just telling you guys what I would do. So we know in California, we know in Illinois, you can pat, it looks like you can pat somebody down after an arrest. Before an arrest, I don't know. That's a question I have for you guys. Before you make an arrest, can you conduct a pat down on somebody? All right, guys, that's all I got. Please comment in the regular comment section box below. You guys all take care. And thank you for staying up with me on the Great Rick Show. You guys, please be safe. Take care.